Hi, good evening, fellow students and fellow ME members. I'm Edward, running for the position of Union Representative. I'm a Year 3 student studying Mechanical Engineering with a second major in Business. So, why am I running Union Rep? I want to inspire, I want to develop, and I want to build. To inspire, given the current student leadership landscape, there are many students who find difficulty in stepping up to be student leaders. Issues like hall points, career options, or studies. I want to be the one that will be there to inspire them to step up despite all these obstacles they face. To develop, I place strong emphasis in development of NTU students as well as my own committee members. I find joy in developing people and I see potential in people. Every small bit of development motivates me to go further and help these people be a better character, be more competent, and be more civic-minded. Lastly, to build. I wish to continue building on the past efforts of the Union Exco towards a one NTU community with a better NTU experience. Now, why MEE Club? Just a brief history of my experience. During year 1, I was an active hall resident. I was part of the orientation main committee as well as the welfare committee. I was also active in the business school community where me and my friend, we set up the NBS mentorship program because we were very passionate to help these freshman students to find a direction in their school. Then, when I proceeded to my second year, I joined the NTU Students' Union as the corporate liaison executive, where I also ran for the Cultural Activities Club Union representative. Now, in my third year, I really want to give back to my home ground, which is MAE Club, and that is why I'm here as your union rep today. As your union rep, I will be your voice of the students. Matters that will be raised to me will be brought up to the union and the senior management. And I will be down on the ground to attend your events to get to know the students better. Attend events such as the MAE Day and the EAWP. And should time permit, I am currently working towards to see if I can join Initium as a GL, which I've spoken to Joanna earlier. So I hope to work towards engaging MAE Club towards building a one NTU community for a better NTU experience. Thank you.
How do you think your experience as a CAC union rep can apply to MAE as a union rep?
So in my 1 year as a CAC union rep, I learned that it is important to build relations, not only just with the council members, which is for CAC is the president and the vice president, and in ME's case is the president. So it is important not only just to build relation with the council members, but also the EXCO members as well. And that is my first thing I will do as a union rep, to get to know the MAE Club's management committee better on a more personal level.
What do you think are the needs of ME students?
Sorry?
What's the needs of ME students?
So, ME students have broad concerns. It could be academic matters wise, it could be student life issues. Right now, what I can think of my head is academic issues. So, certain academic issues like professors wise or the quality of the teaching, or even the engineering internship, which takes up the entire semester, and these are the kind of issues that ME students face.
So talking about the engineering internship, for example, now a lot of students are being thrown off because one whole semester is taken away for them to clear their modules. And with that, their final year, a lot of them are overloading. A lot of them cannot qualify for
Yes.
final year project. How do you plan to actually solve this issue, or how do you plan to actually represent any students to the school?
Okay, this issue does not just affect one faculty, but it affects a lot of engineering students as a whole. So last year, actually, they tried to push for night classes because of this issue. But actually, the school has a very strong stand where if you attend an engineering internship, you should just focus on your internship. However, this year we can work together with the engineering presidents to see how we can formulate better arguments and reasons to bring up to the school again.
In your own personal experience, what would be a good argument?
Sorry?
What is a good argument to actually win them over?
Okay, since the school believes that when you focus on internship, right, you can only focus on internship, but not night classes. So one strategy would be going on the ground, gathering feedback from the students to see whether this is actually true, to see whether can students handle the night classes. If a good proportion of the survey indicates that they are able to take the workload, then I don't see why we cannot work towards this as an argument. Yes.
Okay, so every leaders, I believe that there will be a mentor that inspires them to step up. So you have to choose one person, and I say there's only one person. Who will you choose? And tell me the good points and the bad points of that person.
Okay, actually I will choose Chun Chai because he has believed in me since first semester, and although there are many seniors around me that is constantly guiding me, he is the one that really stands out because throughout all difficulties that I face or anything like that, he will always be there to talk to me and motivate me. I can really sense his enthusiasm and his passion for students to step up as student leaders, which has indeed really touched me. And he is my role model. I mean, he has his shortcomings, I understand. He can be quite emotional. I have actually spoken to him about it. But he is really someone who is really passionate to serve the students. And that I really respect him for that. Yeah.
What was the bad point you said about Chun Chai? Can quite in the show.
Emotional.
Oh.
I need to read it down.
This one a bit personal.
Any questions?
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
So your second major is actually in MBS. So why not contribute to MBS as their union rep?
Sorry, contribute to MBS as their union rep. Or I do not belong in the MBS faculty, so I cannot represent them as the union.
Who is under the constitution?
Yes.
So ask the question. Do you think that currently the number of exco is a bit disproportionate to the council? Because I believe that junior exco should not be in council, because if not, union will definitely more power the other academic clubs.
Currently, the ratio is about slightly less than 50%. I believe in having a strong academic club presidents who will check on the union, because the council acts as a check and balance for the union. So it's not a numbers issue, because right now the numbers are slightly less than half. But then it's more of encouraging the council chair to be the one to lead the rest of the council members to act as a check and balance for whatever important decisions the union wants to make.
So who do you have in mind to be the council chair right now?
I haven't met every single president yet, but right now at the back of my mind, I have a few candidates, but that it will be up to discussion between me and the academic club presidents and the non-academic club presidents.
So,
Yes.
you say you want to be MAE's voice in the union,
Yeah.
but given your past experiences, right, you haven't been very active in MAE matters.
Yeah.
So, how do you think that will affect you representing us?
Okay. The climb will be steep, definitely, but I will be there to understand the club. Means I'll be on the ground, and the events, if time permits, I will be there to understand. So even for CAC last year, it was a steep climb because they have a lot of events which I really need to understand all that. So if I can do it for CAC, I can do it for MA.
So, can you give me more quantifiable goals that you work towards in understanding MAE better?
Okay, so like the events, like bonding day with your ex-school members, and your EWP and MAE day and such events. These are the quantifiable events that I will be there.
Do you think you should keep yourself updated with whatever we discuss in our club matters?
Yes, so the club meetings, if it doesn't clash, because ultimately my job scope lies with the union. So if time permits, I will attend some of the management committee meetings to understand what are the current issues that are facing right now. So even through the rally earlier, I can really hear the candidates where some of the candidates have raised up some of the concerns that the club is facing.
That's what we needed now.
We need now already.
As in, like I said, my main objective, as in my main job scope, still lies with the union. So even if time permits, I will be there. Yes.
What if the incoming MA president is not doing a good job based on your expectation in these meetings and is not contributing in council? So what will you do?
I will definitely speak to him at under a personal setting that I will find out first of course I will set the expectation in the council to let everyone know what's the expectation. But if in the event that he does not meet the expectation, then I will speak to him on a separate note.
It took me 2 years to understand the events in ME and the challenges that ME go through. Some of the peers I had with me when we first started off are not even here now because of the discouragement. What makes you think that in having no background in ME or not doing a single event for ME, it will be a good choice to do our best? And given that you are going to be the SU president with the weight of everything on shoulders.
Okay, first thing is, like I said, based on my previous experience as a union rep before, I would know what are the more pertinent issues that I should look at, and that would be things like academic representation and policy-wide issues. I understand that throughout these 2 years, it has been a journey from the committees upwards, but as a union level, my immediate concern would be policy-wide issues and things that affect students on a policy level.
So from the very
You raise hand first lah.
So from just now, you mentioned that there are a lot of points that you can contribute. So from the rally just now, what are the main issues you can pick up, and what will you do as a union rep to solve these issues?
Okay, one of the pointers would be the storage. Okay, this is something that we really, a lot of space constraints in NTU. And this is something that we still can work and discuss on and look into. Yes.
In the event of your policy formulation, and you are faced with constraints, and all those constraints are clashing with what the MAE president actually wants. So how are you going to go around resolving it when he insists on his views are right and your constraints are irrelevant?
So it's a policy issue, right?
Yes.
Okay. I am from the Students' Union. My interest still lies with the 24,000 students in NTU. So, of course, as much as possible, I would like to balance out the conflict and try to have a middle ground where we can resolve and make a solution. But in the event that if that really fails, right, I will go for the policy that benefits the bigger student population.
Will you base your relationship with MAE Club and the management committee over the policy that you are going to implement? So which one will you go for?
I won't go towards extremes, and I will always still make others understand where I'm coming from. Because as humans, we are still understanding people. We are student leaders. My job is also to make people understand from a bigger picture what is going on, and I'll share my constraints. And I'm sure that as student leaders, we will all understand the problems that we are facing. Yes.
What is the perks are you going to give to the incoming presidents?
Perks by what? What do you mean by perks?
Probably priority booking of the, what do you call it, the
MR.
SAC meeting room, give us some storage space in your storeroom, sharing some sponsorship contacts.
Even though I'm the MAE rep of the student union, I will still remain impartial and take all requests as equal and see what are the policies with the space constraint. Basically the bottom line is I'm impartial.
So how is that representing any as a voice?
As in, I represent NAE's concern, but I do not have to give special privilege because the other clubs have union reps as well who are representing them in their concerns. And I will be representing MAE's voice in the union and in the council.
I think what they're trying to say is that if you're busy being impartial and other union reps are not impartial, how are you going to deal with that?
I will set the expectation that all union reps have to be impartial. But in the event if there is some, favoritism and all this, then it will be on my duty to handle it on my side.
How will you handle these people who are impartial when you yourself want to maintain a standard of being impartial? How will you handle these people who are impartial and giving more benefits and perks to the other clubs?
How would I handle them? Okay. My way of handling issues is making them understand why are points being raised, like where I'm coming from. So that would be my approach towards this issue. I would talk to them and I would tell them why it's important to be fair. And of course, if they continue to show favoritism and all this, then our side, we will take action accordingly to our guidelines.
Is there any good practices from the union you will share with MAE?
With the union.
From the union that you will share with MAE?
I need some time to think about it.
I give some time. Proposal seconder to extend. Brain. Job. You extend. Yeah, of course. We need an elbow. New secretary lousy. Carry on.
Okay, the union prides itself as transparent and accountable with strong internal governance. We have very strong internal procedures and SOPs so that we can pass it down to subsequent committee batches so that they don't deviate with union operations. And I feel that this is something that we can share not only with MA Club but to the other constituent bodies as well. Yes.
How do you think of the recent NTU Fest?
What do I think of the recent NTU Fest? Okay, the objectives of NTU Fest this year was to bring it back to the community from the town area. Okay, that's one. And another objective was to build a one NTU community. So we got faculty members to come, staff and students from the halls to perform. And also we got neighboring communities to join us as well, such as Pioneer JC to help as student volunteers. So I would say NTU Fest was a success this year because we met our objectives.
How many of the core clubs actually, academic clubs actually joined NTU Fest?
I do not have the current numbers with me right now. Estimate.
Not like easy that you should. If you go to NTU Fest, if let's say all the academic clubs is not very supportive of it, then there's something done now.
Okay, I would share my desirable goal instead. My desirable goal would be for, I would say, all the council members and their bodies to be at least participating in NTU Fest, be it as a organizer, a performer, or a participant. And that is my ideal goal that I want to do.
So what other plans do you have? Like for example, what difference do you see you contributing to any club compared to another union festival? What's the difference that you bring to any club?
Okay, the difference would be my experience as a previous union rep. And I think that itself speaks volumes because during my stint as a previous union rep, I have built relations with their EXCO members, and this is something that I really want to bring to ME Club as well, building relations. Yeah.
So what do you think of the current orientation policy? Is it, if 3 batches ago we started to build on something, so what do you think can be improved, or what do you think has to be done to make it an ideal orientation policy directed by NTU for the students?
Okay, the direction right now is the transition orientation program. Okay, the union is in line with the school's policy because we see it as a policy to be more inclusive to students. And it's true because transition orientation program does not just mean orientation itself, that event, but it includes a series of other events to help NTU students integrate into the NTU community. And that is something really good and the union supports. Yes.
For exercise, maybe you guys try to cater to as many freshmen as possible for orientation, correct? But we do have 3 waves of camps to go. First of all, camps and back to school, So the problem of us school going for the last week this year right now is that students and seniors who have out orientation, they only have less than 2 days to prepare for school, and the amount of time for them to transit 50 flights that I got from professional also was that it was too short. So how do you think by working towards the school vision of trying to be an inclusive package of the TOP, not just for orientation, but to also give us, not just for faculty itself, for orientation programs, more time prepare for school than just 2 days of less than 2 days of rest.
So you feel that with just 2 days of rest, the students are not being included in certain.
It's not enough time for them to, like, prepare the stuff, check in for house. Most of them they check in straight after the camp. So these are some of the issues that the CS and the freshmen face.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, but sorry, but I still do not understand how is this excluding people, because those who have joined faculty orientation especially, because not everyone would go whole camp, not everyone would go to the big 4 camps, but most people will attend faculty orientation programs. So
It's
yeah,
how do you think we can squeeze, instead of squeezing just 2 weeks of time for orientation, right?
mm.
How do you think we can let those be 3 more days for us to have a better condition to start school?
Okay, I just want to give some context. So, if you can remember, the previous years was actually compacted to 2 weeks. But then, after outside, we decided to talk to the school because we felt that the freshmen really needed the rest. And that is why the 1-day rest was included in the orientation program. But then there are certain constraints that we have to face, which is the including of international students and the matriculation period. So if you extend the camp beyond certain matriculation period, there will be a policy issue of insurance. And also extending the rest days would mean that certain international students are unable to attend the orientation program. And this is something that we do not want, because we want to go for a policy of inclusiveness.
What are the improvements you will drive for this year's orientation TOP?
Okay, this year's TOP, the rest days, we are actually looking into whether the rest days are sufficient. And this is something that we need all the orientation committees to feedback to us. This is something that we'll look on. And another issue would be the STA. Whether this year's STA has been effective, what were the problems faced by STA, etc. And these are the issues that we'll look into.
One more thing regarding STA is,
Yes.
from my understanding, all camps they have the privilege of early check-in for seniors.
Mm.
So for top camps and faculty camps, some of our seniors they would need early check-ins to help us prepare our camp stuff. So moving onwards, talking on behalf of faculty, I feel that it should not be just a privilege just for the hall people itself. So we should include everyone together for our engineers.
So this point, we will note it because there will be a discussion for STA itself. We will get the feedback from all the orientation bodies, and then we will discuss on an appropriate course of action and direction. Yes.
Do you think it's possible to remove all camps because all have the privilege of interacting with students throughout the year? In that case, you have more room to play with. You can all camp out of the program.
Hall has its own community, which is integral. The orientation program for halls itself is integral to helping these freshmen to integrate into the hall community. So I think that it should not be removed.
Any more questions? Okay, then I'll have the last question. So, given your past experiences, right, and from whatever you've seen tonight, is there any way else that you can help contribute to MAE Club beyond just being a voice in the union?
Okay. Personally, for me, I'm a more, if you really need to, this is just a 5 cent word. So you really need to see how we can motivate them, because after sending emails for a certain period of time, people will find the job mundane and they might find it to be like no meaning compared to people who are organizing events where they can actually bond better, because sending emails is quite a individual job, like you can do it offline, that kind of thing. That's how my experience as not only CLE, but I was the head business manager of my hall's orientation committee. Yes.
Are you able to share about the dynamics of your team in the coming the union?
Dynamics. My team is made up of people who are passionate to serve the students, and we are, how should I phrase it?
Or more in terms of the year, what year are you in?
But how is this relevant to me being a union rep?
As in, knowing the dynamics and the experience of your union would actually put us in a better place to understand how you guys can be an effective voice on us.
To me, it's not about the seniority, but the heart to serve.
So meaning to say it's year 1 and 2.
So I think
We have a range.
Have a clear like team, because this is election, so there should not be any campaigning.
But the potential ones, I mean, we know the expo potentials, the union potentials.
By right, we are not allowed to disclose until the council elections.
I think at the end of the election, you will know who are the union rep. But if you are very interested, you can go ask the Louis about who are actually being nominated for union representative.
Okay, and I think that's it for Edward.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.